Good to see you again, Mr. Sajedi.
Thank you very much. Hello, Helmut.
So it is incredible. Just last time we talked about the risks Reza Pahlavi mentioned in the National Conservative conference in Washington, D.C. And just a few hours later, we could see the assassination attempt on President Trump. So is that part of those risks Mr. Pahlavi mentioned?
Of course. If you remember, I explained that one of the examples of the risk that Mr. Reza Pahlavi has pointed out is bipolarity of the society. Now, concerning with the shooter, concerning with the scenarios for this shooting, I can offer two scenarios immediately. One of them direct linked between the shooter and the Iranian officials, because they have already few times threatened that they will do it ever. And Ali Khamenei a few times threatened so, and also the other. And last time I think was the Mr. Salami, I think the commander-chief of the IRGC, that we will revenge from Trump for the assassinating of the Soleimani, who was a terrorist. But we see that after shooting to the Mr. Trump, unsuccessful try to assassinating of Mr. Trump. Nobody of the Iranian officials, they have said anything, and they are silent. Just Mr. Ahmadinejad has condemned. It's very rare for me, but if then we go to the second scenario, that this was a shooting aroused from the bipolarity made in the United States, in the Society of United States. I have heard that the 20-year-old shooter was an extremist left, and he has also released a video before shooting that he is going to exercise to the justice. And this is usually a tradition of the left, that they interpret the justice as their own. But anyhow, in which scenario we go the left, this is a clear and undeniable example of what, from what the Shahzadeh has said, from what the Prince has said about the risk and danger which threatens the Western society.
Lovely. And if we might get back to the last sentence Mr. Pahlavi he mentioned in his speech, it is related to the risks as well, and he says we can counter those risks by putting up as much pressure on the regime in Iran and giving as much maximum support to the people in Iran. So what exactly could that be? How can we increase pressure on the regime? Who could increase pressure on the regime? And what exactly could we do, and who exactly could do something to give maximum support to the people in Iran?
Yes, I will explain it, but sometimes I have to go back to my old assumption about the two structure, the biostructure of the regime. You know that I have explained, but I repeated once again here, that the regime of Iran has made of two structures. One of them is composed of 50 bodies under control of the leadership, and the other one is just 3 presidential, parliamentary, and assembly of experts. which appears that they to be electoral, but they are not electoral bodies. They are under full control of the Guardian Council, and Guardian Council is a very small body under control of the leadership. But from outside of the country, they see just this very small structure. I name it external face or mask. They make it to deceive the external world. If you know, maybe it's interesting to you know that I think that about more than 2,000 sanctions made against Iran, but of course these functions had partially limited the function and the behavior of Iranian regime, and precisely in concerning with the terrorism. But the biggest pressure of these economic sanctions is on the shoulders of the people, of the Iranian people. So it means that these sanctions don't work properly, and we have to seek another pressure, another tool of pressure. And this pressure should not be functionally. I mean that I have explained that always we see the function and the behavior of the Iranian regime, but we have to see also inside the structure, and we have to make something that something that can aim the target in the structure of the Iranian regime. We have already proposed that, and political sanctions can make very big effects in the Iranian regime. But and it's very, I mean that pointed. It's a pointed and exact effect. In political, I mean that now the regime, I mean that the external face of the regime, the government, has more than 200 embassies around the world. Yes, but these embassies are consist of two parts. One of them is really embassy and political, and the other one is consultations. Yeah, the consulates, which they do the affairs, the daily affairs of the Iranian people. Actually, the political part of the embassies should not be at the highest level. So we don't need to be an ambassador, Iranian ambassador in Western countries, because the ambassador and the relation in the level of at the level of ambassador indicates full relationship. But the Iran should be sanctions also politically. So I mean that the relation, the level of the relation should be decreased from the ambassador to the lower levels, and this can be a good sanction. And you know that, and everybody knows that the Iranian regime use also the diplomatic immunities to smuggle the unauthorized articles like ammunition and like the other things to Western countries. When Mr. Asadullah Assadi was under trial, it was clear that it became clear that he brought, I think, more than 5 kilo TNT with the passengers airplane with diplomatic packages, which was not under control, and which is not going under inspection. It means that the Iranian regime is using the international the diplomatic immunities to and this is not just here. I mean that also in Argentina and other countries, the Iranian regime uses this diplomatic immunities, misuse the diplomatic immunities as an tools for spreading of the terrorism and its goals. Other The other point is that, for example, one of the bodies under control of Khamenei, according to the Forbes magazine 2 years ago, has more than $200 million wealth and money, and nobody can control this, because Iran is not a full member of not full member, Iran is on a blacklist of the FATF, and nobody can control and inspect the financial operations of the other structure. I mean that the Caliph structure. The small structure is banned now. We know that the banks of Iran they are not controlled, and the people of Iranian, they pay for this sanction, not the government. The government use the other side in the other structure. They make, for example, big deals with China, with Russia on the board of the ships, or just they exchange the money in the hand. We don't forget that Obama has sent milliards of dollars, billions of dollars to Iran just on the pallets in the airplane, without any bank transaction to be traced. We know that, for example, Iranian regime has sent 2-3 times and trailers and I mean that camions and trailers full of gold to the Turkey, and and also Iran use the laundries by the criminal groups, criminal gangs. All of them is under control and under management of the Caliph structure. I mean, I think that the United States and the other West governments, they have to focus on the operation of this part of the Iranian government, and not by just a small part, just consists of 3 bodies, but the other part consists of 50 bodies that they have more than 80% of the Iranian financial resource in their hands.
Right. So give me just a few ideas about how to maximize support for people in Iran.
In first instance, as I said, the Western countries, they have to decrease their level of political relation with Iran. This can be a strong signal supporting the Iranian people. This gives to Iranian people this message that the Western government stand with them. As Mr. Reza Pahlavi expressed very clearly, the Iranian people don't ask any charity, and they don't ask any help even. Just they want that the Western countries, the Western governments, they don't help, not to help to the Iranian regime. It's very important. Decreasing of the political relation, of the diplomatic relation, will be a very strong and good sign that they are not satisfied with the situation. However, they are not making any interference, but they are not supporting, or they are not, yes, they are not supporting the Iranian regime, and in some cases they will stand. And then from other side, they have to make more control and inspection about the functions of the figures dependent and affiliated with the caliphate structure of the regime, because too many of them they went out of the country. They came to the Western world with so much money, the money who belong to the money which belongs to the Iranian people, and now they use this money to support the terrorism, to support the radicalization, to support hate spread. This should be more under control. And the other one that I think it's very important the Western governments should be transparent about the relation with Iran. We know, for example, we have seen already that somebody who was, the Mr. Nouri, was condemned to a long life cell in Sweden. He get free and he was delivered to Iran, but under very untransparent procedure, so that even the members of the party of in the government, they didn't know that, and this was relieved when the Mr. Nouri was left the Sweden. So it means kind of cooperation with regime of Iran against the Iranian people, and of course the Iranian people will not forget this such cooperation.
Yes, thank you once more for precising on these important questions, Mr. Sajedi. I think we can continue this series of interviews, and for now, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gabel.